All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to talk about Python. You've probably heard the name, but what you might not realize is just how much of your world it's already running. It's kind of this invisible engine powering, well, almost everything you do online. And I mean it. You've almost certainly used Python today without even knowing it. Think about that last Google search you made. Yep, Python was right there, working behind the scenes, helping to sift through billions upon billions of pages with just incredible efficiency. And it is not just Google. How about when you fire up Netflix and it just knows what you want to watch next? That perfect recommendation for your next binge? That's Python again, flexing its data analysis muscles to figure out exactly what you're going to love. Or what about Spotify? That Discover Weekly playlist that just gets you? You know, it feels like magic, right? Well, it's not. It's Python, crunching all that data to build a playlist that's tailor-made just for you. Even just mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, that whole experience is Python-powered. Its entire backend, the engine that keeps that app running for over 1 billion people at once, is built using something called Django, which is a powerful Python framework that makes building huge applications much, much faster. So just think about that for a second. From your search history to your social media, all the way to space exploration with NASA, what's the one common thread tying all of this together? You guessed it. It's Python. A single language, versatile enough to power our daily entertainment and fuel our ambition to reach the stars. So we've seen who's using it, and that's a pretty impressive list. But honestly, that's just scratching the surface. Python's reach goes way beyond just professional developers. It's become the essential tool for mathematicians, for data analysts, for scientists, making it the fastest growing and, you could easily argue, the most dominant programming language on the planet. And look, that kind of popularity, it translates directly into opportunity. Real-world value. Just to give you a sense of it, even way back in 2018, the average salary for a Python developer in the US was already hovering around $115,000. Today, it's still one of the most in-demand and lucrative skills you can have, especially with the explosion in AI and machine learning. So this brings us to the big question, right? What is the secret sauce here? Why have all these brilliant minds and these massive, massive companies bet so heavily on Python? Well, it really all comes down to its core philosophy. You see, it's high level, which is a fancy way of saying you can focus on your big idea, not on all the tedious details like memory management. It's cross-platform, which means you write the code once and it just works everywhere. And maybe most importantly, its massive community and ecosystem mean you are never, ever starting from scratch. You know, the people who created Python said it best themselves. They talk about its elegant syntax. All that really means is that it's designed to be clean, readable, and almost like you're reading plain English. And this right here perfectly illustrates that idea. In a lot of other languages, even doing the simplest possible program, just printing hello world, requires multiple lines of code and setup. In Python, it's one single readable line. And this isn't just about saving a few keystrokes. It means you can build, test, and understand really complex ideas way, way faster. Now, a huge part of Python's power comes from this massive ecosystem of things called libraries. And a library is really just a collection of pre-written code. You can think of it as a toolkit for programmers. The best analogy is a toolkit. Seriously, imagine you want to build a car. You wouldn't start by mining iron ore to make the steel, right? No way. You'd get a pre-built engine, a chassis, some wheels. That's what libraries are. They're the pre-built parts, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel every single time. You just grab the tool you need and get straight to building the cool stuff. So, with these incredibly powerful toolkits at their disposal, what can people actually build with Python? As it turns out, the applications are pretty much limitless. Let's start with the big one, AI and machine learning. In this field, Python is the undisputed king. There is no contest. The technology that powers self-driving cars, vision processing, modern robotics, it is overwhelmingly built using Python. This total dominance is thanks to libraries like TensorFlow and PyTorch. These are the toolkits that literally allow a self-driving car to recognize a stop sign or a recommendation engine to learn your taste in movies. They provide the fundamental building blocks for creating intelligence. But it's not just AI. Like we saw earlier with giants like Instagram and YouTube, Python is also an absolute powerhouse for building the backend, the engine, really, of complex web applications that have to handle millions of users. And this is done with web frameworks like Django and Flask. Django is what they call batteries included. It's perfect for building a massive, complex site like Instagram really quickly. Flask is more of a minimalist toolkit, giving developers a ton more flexibility for smaller, more custom projects. And then there's the world of data science and analysis. From looking at stock market trends to processing enormous scientific data sets, Python is the absolute go-to language for anyone who needs to make sense of large amounts of data. The cornerstones here are libraries like Pandas, NumPy, and Matplotlib. So a data scientist could use Pandas to clean up a huge, messy dataset, then use NumPy to perform really complex math, and finally use Matplotlib to create a compelling chart that actually tells the story that's hidden in the data. So with all this power, you might be thinking, Python is going to be incredibly difficult to learn. But its greatest strength, honestly, might be just how accessible it is. Getting started is surprisingly straightforward. In fact, here's the entire game plan, a simple 3-step path. First, head over to python.org and download the latest version. Second, pick a code editor. VS Code and PyCharm are fantastic, super popular options. And third, open up a new file and just type this one line. Print hello world. That's it. You're a Python programmer. And that really is the incredible story of Python. It's a language that was built on this philosophy of simplicity and readability, and it's grown to solve some of the most complex problems in modern technology, putting the power of creation right at your fingertips. So from this simple focus on readability, Python has grown to completely reshape our digital world in countless ways. It powers our searches, our entertainment, and even our biggest scientific ambitions. So the only question left is, what will you build with it?